Go live. And we are live on 1, 2, 3, 4 channels. Hey, y'all. Hey, it's JJ
Hallelujah.
Conway. I'm here with my co host, Roz Henderson. And today
Hello.
we're going to continue our discussion of how to make more sales with less effort. We're also going to talk about Coach Prime, and we are going to have a good time. Y'all, we're going to roll our exes under the bus today, and it's going to bless your soul and put more money in your pocket. Let's get started.
Hey, y'all, hey, you know what time it is? It's Money Mondays with JJ Conway and Rosalind Henderson. Girl, it's time you stop working so hard with nothing to show for it. We're going to show you how to earn more, keep more of what you made, and make money while making a difference. Let's get started.
All right, Roz, how you doing today?
Hey, my sister, I'm doing fine. Well, why you dressed like that?
Oh, girl, now look, I will warn you and warn the audience. I am traveling, and it's been 3 weeks of nonstop traveling, and it's been so fun. But today, I'm going to my most favoriteest place in the world to do a speaking engagement and help with the revival. I'm going to Honolulu, Hawaii. So I'm here in my
Honolulu.
layover in the Phoenix airport, y'all. I'm so excited, so excited. And I'm sitting like this. Normally, we wouldn't sit with like behind us, all you podcasters and aspiring vloggers out there, but I wanted to maintain and protect people's privacy. So this way it's flooding and you're not really seeing who's coming on behind me. So, hey, y'all, I'm so happy
I'm
you're here
loving it.
today.
I'm loving it.
Yes, yes. So, hey, did you hear about this? I mean, I know it's old news. Okay, so this is back in December, but
Mhm.
apparently people were having an outcry again about Coach Prime. Did you hear about Coach Prime?
Tell me a little bit more about that, please.
Okay. So a couple weeks, months, no, almost a year ago, my son comes to me. He has been wanting to go to LSU or Texas A&M or the Air Force Academy. Those are his big three schools, right? He comes out of the blue and says he wants to go to Jackson State. Now, as a proud black mama, I'm so proud of my boy
Ah,
wanting to go to an HBCU,
yeah.
right? I'll be honest with you. My tall dark one probably can't handle an HBCU, but my little vanilla one probably can, because you
Ooh.
can't tell him who he ain't.
Oh my goodness. I'm
but
loving it. I'm
but
loving it.
look, so I do some research and I find out that Deion Sanders, y'all, Coach Prime himself, has been building up that program and I didn't know this. Look, I did not understand how underfunded HBCUs were when it came to
Hmm.
sports and
Hmm.
academics and all these things. So this is the funny thing. When I watched this on 60 Minutes, I said I'm gonna interview the guy who hired Coach Prime for my Juneteenth conference. I didn't get him this year, but we're gonna get him next year,
All right,
right?
girl.
But
Yes.
I'm gonna speak that. But when it comes to the program, he brought in equipment. He brought in a better practice field. He brought in sponsors to
Come on.
shoe the boys and clothe the boys, young men, and give them some of that treatment, just a fraction of the treatment that other schools give their players.
Come on. And that they
And,
deserve.
and that they deserve for as much money as those colleges make off of them. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
glad we have the whole name, image, likeness thing now. That's awesome, right? But for as much money as they're making off these kids, you should treat them like they should be treated. And it's such a
Absolutely.
wide variety. So when I saw this after my son on it was on 60 Minutes, I caught something that they asked, well, how long are you going to stay there? Are you in it for the long haul or where you might be moving on? He said, I'll move on if the money's right. And apparently,
Hmm.
Colorado University came out and said, "Hey, instead of the 500,000 you're making, which is amazing for an HBCU, right? Because they're working with what they can work with, and they're making it work like we do. You put some duct tape on it, and you make it work. But
That's what you're
they're
doing.
offering them
Yes.
over $5 million, and it was a huge outcry in the community. Like, why on earth are you going to take that? You're a sellout. Now, I get it as a mom. I love the idea that these boys came to school and had fans in the stands that came to see them, to uplift
Hmm.
them, to celebrate
Hmm.
them. Our boys don't get enough of that. When our boys walk down the street, they try not to look people in the eye because everybody assumes they're up to nothing and they're worried about being accused
Wow.
of something. Even today,
Wow.
I remember when I was a young girl, you were advised to cross the street when certain people approached you
Wow.
so you wouldn't be accused of anything. And I felt so bad for my dad and his peers, but it still
Wow.
isn't that much better for our sons. Look, I'm in a public place. Let me just stop, okay? So I get that. I
Yeah.
get that. And
For
we
sure.
need more of that. But you know what else I want to get? I want to get the fact that this man is about to 10x his income. And I hope he will send some of that back to me to help do community work in where it's needed the most.
Well,
So
let me
I ain't mad at.
I think that Sanders has already demonstrated his heart. You say that he just dribbled all of this gear and all this to the young men. I mean, come on. So that shows that his heart. And secondly, when I think of Sanders and I think of coaching, it's similar to teaching, as far as I'm concerned. You're not getting anything. You're doing it oftentimes for the love of the student.
The love of the student.
But let me tell you something. If Rosalind Henderson in her heyday when she was teaching, if somebody came to me and say, I'm going to triple, quadruple, bidruple your income, guess what? Mwah! Mwah, inner city, I love you. I'm on the plane and I'm going to go ahead and take that next assignment. But my heart, because of his heart, I see his heart. I'm sure he's going to be donating. I'm sure he might be giving a little contribution to some HBUs. So our criticism of him, oftentimes, I think, JJ, and I said this to you when we were off air, is oftentimes because we're trying to live through a Deion Sanders, for instance. We're trying to, if I was in his position, this is what I would do. Crabs in the barrel mentality to me. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy for the brother. I'm happy to see that his talents are recognized and that he can go to the next level. And I am sure, given his heart, he'll pull some other people along with him. He'll put other people up.
And that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see, is he going to take some of that and continue to do more good, and I think the jury's still out on that. We saw his heart, but we also know that things change. And then you have to ask yourself, well, where's the responsibility? I know I feel called to change communities. That's why the Lord is putting the money in my hand, is to change communities. And so let's just see what happens. Let's just see what happens. But I think it brings up you brought up the crabs in a bucket mentality. I think it brings up an objection to doing better in our businesses.
Yes.
That we, especially women, and this and a few good men watching today, but especially women, don't overcome when it comes to sales, because we let other people in our community make us feel like we're wrong for trying to make more money, that we're wrong for trying to go after those big dreams. And I think we need to learn how to handle that and be comfortable with who we are, stay grounded with who we are, and continue to give back so we don't ever get, outgrow who got us where we needed to go. Right?
Absolutely. And so you're just opening up a can of worms. Are we going to the ex-husband? Can we talk about the ex-husband for a moment?
Ooh, let me tell you, the ex-husband is one of those things that almost
because
be the most.
Here you're talking about crab in the barrel. You're talking about a crab in the barrel. You're a progressive woman, JJ. I'm trying to be like you, JJ, when I grow up. No, but I'm ambitious also. And it's interesting to me that you can really see the wound. You can really see the wound in relationships and in people. And even in my relationship with my ex-husband, the wound of insecurity as we're attempting to be progressive. I'm attempting to be progressive. I'm writing books. I'm on the air waves. I'm doing a lot of different things, in-person speeches and things, to really begin to see it in your own home, JJ. Your own home. The crab in the barrel syndrome, where I'm looking to my ex-husband for a little support. I'm talking
just a little support.
I just wanted. I'm starting a new show. Okay, I was starting a community show. Just wanted his presence there. I'm nervous. It's my first time doing a community show, and watch him have a little tantrum about it. When the shoe was on the other foot, I was right there for his little rap community show. He was a rapper. Okay. Now, that's a long story right there. 40-something-year-old rapper. Come on, he's a Christian rapper. Okay, well, that's another story altogether. But I was there helping him put his shows together. So those kind of things were just really eye-opening for me, the depth of insecurity that a lot of us in the community have watching a beloved somebody try to climb up. So,
and we don't even often realize it until the situation occurs, and then all of a sudden what comes up comes out, and all of a sudden we've done something that we never even thought we would do, which is hold our brother or our sister back.
So what did you do in that situation? I mean, you had a similar situation long time ago.
Yeah, so one of the things that began the downward slide on my first marriage is when I made major in the Air Force and he did not. And it's really kind of bittersweet because for me, I love my life now, but there's always that cherish of your children's father and the relationship that could have been. And to me, it's like, look, you went AWOL. It's not my fault. I didn't tell you to go AWOL. You just went somewhere and didn't tell your boss where you were going. That's not my fault. I did my job. I showed up to work on time. I was neat and I did what I was supposed to do. I'm sorry that you're offended, but it's not my job. You didn't get, I mean, it's not my fault you didn't get promoted. But that
Yeah.
unearthed all of this insecurity and all of these other behaviors began to come to light. And it was all about holding one back so another could feel better about themselves. And
Ugh.
so we have to understand that when we're in sales and people tell us no, or they try to make a snide remark to hold us back, it's not necessarily anything we've done wrong or anything about our offer. A lot of times it's what's going on in their hearts. And you don't need clients like that.
Absolutely not. And this is a wonderful segue to the topic on handling objections that you're going to find. That's going to be something typical in your sales calls. One thing I did just really quickly with my ex-husband is that I realized, man, this guy is really insecure. I really tried to just stroke that insecurity and let him know, my goodness, I have your last name. I would think that you want your woman to shine because that makes you shine. Duh. And things of that nature, just really trying to address his concerns. And that's what we do in a sales call. We're going to, first of all, we're going to normalize objections, because when you're spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on a service or some product, then you're going to have some objections. You're a little bit nervous. You're wringing your hands. So it's our job as sellers to really pull out those objections and to address them. And it all starts with just simply listening, active listening, being present, listen to what they're saying. I even look at people's body language, JJ, the prospect in front of me. Wow. Are they avoiding eye contact with me? Do they appear super nervous? Sometimes when they're avoiding eye contact, maybe there's more, even a deeper concern that they're not voicing that I need to pull out, because you want all those objections to come to light. And the second thing you're going to want to do is just acknowledge the objection. People want to hear that you're understanding what they're saying. So you're going to mirror back. You're going to mirror back what you're hearing them say. Oh, so this product is a little bit too expensive from your point of view. Oh, I see. I can understand that. Money is tight right now. So these are simple
So
things.
before we move on to the next one, let me ask you how you would handle that, because I have an idea for that, but I love to get other ideas that I can incorporate into my practice. If somebody says money is too tight right now, what do you say to that? I mean,
what I teach my mega sales participants is to be prepared. Be prepared. So in our program, you're going to unearth the common objections that you hear in your industry. And I am helping them script, or let's put it this way, create a guideline for how they're going to answer every objection that they're typically hearing in their industry. And I typically want them to have 3 to 5 different ways to answer every objection that they hear over and over in their industry. So I'm just going to pull one out of my head. This is one that you can do. You can show, for instance, maybe they don't really understand the value of what you're offering them, and you need to do a show and tell. You need to demonstrate. Okay, so you say you don't have $4,000, but you're making $2,000 a month. So if you take this sales course, which is a 3-month sales course, the sales course is $4,000. Let's look at that. Let's be conservative here. Okay. Let's say right now you're making $24,000 a month. You take our course, we're going to teach you best practices. You're going to learn the 9-step sales system. We're going to co-work with you, making sure that you hit your numbers. Let's say conservatively that you double your income. I'm going conservative. And now that's $48,000 a year that you're making. So it's really a no-brainer, because here you are paying $4,000 that you pretty much pay for in 2 months, right, of being with us. And you're learning a skill, a sales skill that's going to grow your income as large as you want it for the whole course of your business. So that's an example to express ROI. Sometimes we need to talk about the ROI and demonstrate. Sometimes I have people pulling out calculators, to demonstrate the ROI. Sometimes you want to maybe pull out a testimonial, a few testimonials to share. That sometimes gets, you're going to feel it again. Sales is an art form, and it's not a precise science, but stories are very important to tell. So that's an idea that are
especially stories that overcome that objection.
Absolutely. And but here's the key: preparation. You already know what you're going to say. You have maybe 3 to 5 different ways to answer. It costs too much, that objection. That's key.
I think that's wonderful, and I'm so excited that you have a class that helps people do that. Now I know we normally do this at the end, but I know I also don't want to risk losing my thing, so I'm going to put this up right now. If you want to get a quick hit of ways to say goodbye to inconsistent sales and hello to a steady stream of clients without muss or fuss, go ahead right now to Queen of Sales Flow and download our free Essential Sales Workbook. This is a $29 value, but it is our gift to you today just for watching and just for being here with us as we start up this new series on FlyNubianMoney. We're so excited to be here, and we're excited for you to be a part of this journey. So, Roz, we talked about it costs too much objection. What are some other key objections? And I'm going to give a little ninja tip at the end, but what are some key objections that you find that people bring to the sales process?
I don't have the time.
Oh, that's a good one, because we don't have the time. Nobody's got the time. Who's got the time?
Well, you have time. You have the time if you have the time, if you want to have the time.
Oh,
and if it's a
that's
priority,
kind of like money.
If it's a priority, so
people have money for what they want to have money for.
Exactly, and it really does.
You probably
when you look
say
at
that
it,
as part of your sales process, though.
JJ, it makes no sense when you really think about it. If you're complaining that, hey, my business is struggling here, I need more clients, and you refuse to invest in yourself, you vetted the person who's going to be your teacher or your trainer. You vetted them. You kick the tires. You talk to past clients, and still you refuse to invest in yourself. Then what do you call that, JJ? Insanity.
And it cracks me up, because here I am traveling the world and full-time speaker, coach, trainer, and full-time mom, when I'm home, and people will go and run to somebody who's sending bootleg emails trying not to get caught from their job, and I'm like, you ought to learn from somebody who's done the thing.
And JJ, tell me this: how much training have you had to be the international sensation that you are today?
Well, honestly, I think I've put over $100,000 into my education, but then I've received so much more from it. And so that's the thing, that investment. Now, don't get me wrong. For those of you who are new to me and my body of work, I remember what it was like to be $800,000 in debt. You better believe if somebody had the most amazing coaching program in the world and they said, oh, well, it's only $4,000. I mean, it's really worth 20, but it's only 4. I'd have been like, see you next year. And let me tell you what I did. Because this is how I erase. This is one of the ways I erase that objection with people. I say, well, here's what I did. I took Lisa Sasevich, I took this person, I took that person, and I participated in their affiliate programs, which basically means I advertised their boot camps until I could raise enough money to attend them. And so don't tell me you can't find the money.
Exactly. And JJ, I don't know.
Find it, you can. I always have an affiliate program for everything that I do, because that's what helped me get out of $800,000 of debt. Ooh, I'm getting fired up. I'm gonna take up all our time. Let me.
Yeah, no, that's all right, because you're making an excellent point there. When people say, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I really do dig into that deeply, because the truth is you do have the time for that. So I would bring that up, And as sellers, we are problem solvers. So we're going to talk about the convenience, for instance, of my program or of your program. But the convenience of my program is that you can look at it because we have a video library. You can look at the videos 12 midnight. You can look at the videos at 2 o'clock p.m. anytime, because we made it convenient for people who are on the go like you. So this is when you would come back with handling that objection. That's just an example. So another thing is, I think I hear sometimes, not too much in my industry anymore, I got to talk to my husband or I have to talk to my spouse. That's kind of a tricky one. And I always kind of think, okay, so you're trying to, okay, wiggle a little bit. So what I always do is I offer to be present, and ask for a second meeting where the spouse can be on and ask if there are dozens of questions. That's just fine. I understand that it has to be a joint decision, or I will, depending on the person in front of me, I am going to prime and teach and help that spouse know what talking points to use to address her concerns with her husband. So I'm always trying to problem solve, so there's just so many ways to handle objections. And again, this is what we do in our mega sales, a 3-month training program, is that we go in depth so that you're walking away with so many different ways to handle objections. Guess what? It ends up with you being super confident in handling any concern that a prospect may have. And that's the bottom line. Your job.
I love that, because really when people give us, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I thought that was a good ending point, but you look like you were about to say some more. I'm sorry, girl.
No, just one last sentence. Bottom line is, you want to unearth as many objections as you can. So you're always asking, is there anything else that you're concerned with? I noticed this. I noticed that. Let's go down this rabbit trail. I noticed that you said this earlier on in the sales call. Let's address. So it's our job to be sort of detectives and to be able to handle those objections so that you can keep the conversation going, quite possibly to a sale, leading to a sale.
I love it. I love it, because really at the end of the day, anytime somebody's got these objections, generally speaking, I'd say 99 times out of 100, because again, I remember being $800,000 in debt. There was nothing you could say to me that was going to get me to buy your stuff. I was going to listen to what you had to say and go to the library, right? So 99 times out of 100, it's because you have not transferred certainty to that prospect that what you have actually solves their need and gives them more time and more return on investment for their time, return on investment for their money, return on investment for the relationships that they might have to leverage in order to participate in your offering. And so I want to hit some of these comments really quick. You made the comment about being problem solving, and I really wanted to get this one up on the screen about the imposter syndrome. Now, we don't have at our command of time to talk more about this today, but we are definitely going to be covering imposter syndrome in a future session. And so what I want to do with the time we have left, I want to remind everybody about, oops, I didn't mean to get us off. There we go. Wrong phraseology. I want to remind everybody to go out to queenofsalesflow.com and go ahead and download your Essential Sales Workbook. Download it now while it's free, y'all. It's brand new, hot off the presses. And once we finish, we're going to be building it out every week. And once it gets done, it's going to be about $99. So this is just the initial part of it. You want to go ahead and get it while it's free. I like free 99, but now nothing stays free for long. So get in on the ground floor and take it all the way to your 6 or 7 figures that you want. All right, I think we're about ready to go. Roz, do you have anything last to say?
Well, on our lead magnet, I just want to state that, boy, we're putting in our best efforts into this workbook. We're going to have you walking away with sales essentials that's going to really tip your ability to do sales well. And when you can do sales consistently, again, you just already talked about it. You're talking about a consistent income that is just a huge tool to have in place. So get your workbook now.
Get it now. Get it now. All right, everybody. I'm JJ Conway, Queen of Cash Flow, and I'm here with my host, sales strategist Roz Henderson. And we are here every Monday on Fly Nubian Queen, Fly Nubian Money, every Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern. I want to thank y'all for being here with us today. And anybody who's around me in the airport and has listened to our show for the last half hour, I hope you got a lot of benefit out of it.
JJ,
Girl,
can you bring me back a Hawaiian?
Oh,
can you bring me back a Hawaiian man, please?
Let's not get on that topic because my husband might be watching. So
I said for me.
All right, y'all. Well, same time, same place next week. Y'all take care and be blessed. Bye.
Bye for now.
Oh, wait, we got a comment. Hold on, let me check the comments real quick. Aw, you're awesome. Hey, wait a second. I forgot to ask y'all to like, subscribe, and share. Look, please help a sister out. Help two sister helps. Help the community out. Like, subscribe, and share with the folks. More of our people will get this good information. All right, y'all. Bye, y'all. Take care. Be blessed.
Bye, guys.